Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Lady Law Minis. It's the Olympic season, so we only find it to be fitting to discuss an area of law for immigration that's available for our top athletes. Top athletes, usually when they reach a level of success such as the Olympic Games, they have options available to them for immigration to many countries, including the US. Today in particular, we're going to discuss one of those options for a green card, for an immigrant visa. A lot of athletes are already familiar with it. It's called EB1. And as we've discussed in our previous talks and videos, EB1 has two categories. The first category is what we're going to discuss today, and the second category we will discuss in short videos to come in the following weeks. The first category is for people that have reached a certain level of success that is a one-time achievement, as the immigration calls it. And the law in its language has come and given example of such achievements, such as the Olympics, winning a medal at the Olympics, a Nobel Prize, or an Oscar. Today in particular, again, we're going to be talking about an Olympic athlete, but this is also applicable to someone who has, let's say, won an Oscar or won the Nobel Prize, or such achievement that is a once in a lifetime perhaps, and for many athletes more, or for many professionals even more. Basically, the US immigration comes and says, if you have won a one-time achievement such as an Olympic gold medal, we can give you a green card. We can give you residency to the US for you to come and continue your success and basically benefit the United States. So in this area, it becomes a little complicated when athletes call and they said, yes, I've won the Olympic gold medal, but let's say it was years ago. It was 8 years ago, 10 years ago. And you have to keep in mind that when they talk about a one-time achievement, they're talking about a one-time achievement. That's one item that you have to have. The rest of the law and the rest of the requirements for immigration is that this one-time achievement cannot be something that's so far in the past that you are no longer at that peak. You're no longer at the top percentage of what you were doing. So basically, first you have to show that you have that one-time achievement. You have an Olympic gold medal, whether it be the gold, the silver, or the bronze, and that it wasn't so long ago. And if it was, let's say, a couple of years ago, the previous Olympics, for example, that you have sustained that acclaim, you have sustained that success, and you've competed in other competitions in that particular field, or that you're going to attend the next Olympics, or things to show that you are still very active in your area of expertise, whatever that may be. Again, here we're talking about athletes. So that is a requirement to keep in mind. Now, after that, based on case law and based on the regulations that USCIA has, you have to show other things, such as that you are at the very top percentage of your field. Well, obviously, for someone who has won a gold medal or a bronze or a silver, a medal at the Olympics, they pretty much meet that criteria. Then they come and say, okay, we need to show, again, like we talked about, that you need to show that you've sustained your acclaim throughout the years. As we mentioned before, you know how you're going to be able to show that. Then they come and say, okay, you've shown both of those. Now show how you're going to prospectively benefit the United States, that your entry coming to the US and us giving you this residency, it's going to benefit the United States. And that is something that your attorney with you sit and you decide what those benefits are. A lot of them are easily understood because, again, when you reach a certain level of success, the potential benefit prospectively that you will have to the United States will be of great importance. And once you meet all of those, then USCIS comes and says, okay, now tell us what's your plan for coming here and continuing this success and continuing your work. And that's another step that you work with your attorney, with the contacts you make, with the letters you have, of what it is that once you come to the United States and you're given the status of a resident, what are you going to do? And they want to see that you are going to continue working in your field of expertise. Another issue we've had, and we've been privileged enough to work with different Olympic athletes before, but one issue we also run into is going back to the remark I made about being an older medal or being an older achievement. Some of our athletes move on when they're really great at what they do and they reach certain levels of success, they move on to coach. And USCIS specifically by case law has come and said being a coach and being an athlete are two separate things. And therefore, if you're applying for an EB1 green card to come and be a coach, then you cannot use your achievements as an athlete per se, or vice versa. So that's another thing to keep in mind when it comes to athletes. And again, some athletes become referees, and referee is also determined to be its own professional field. This was just a quick overview of one part of an EB1, and like I said, we'll be discussing more, and send us your questions. So in the coming weeks, we will be discussing different requirements for people that, let's say, attend the Olympics, go to the competitions, but for some reason that year they're not successful in gaining a medal at the Olympics. Now, what options are available to those athletes or other athletes that have reached that peak, that have reached that top percentage of their field nationally or internationally? Till another episode of Lady Law Minis, hope you have a great day.